Is the Las Vegas housing market crashing? Are prices dropping while the weather heats up? Is the housing market cooling off? Well, today we're going to talk about all things pricing. We're going to talk about the Las Vegas market and give you some insight. And while we do that, we're going to tour this wonderful single-story home for sale behind me, just listed. And this is a hot property, much like the 108-degree day out here in Las Vegas where I'm standing here. Yes, it's hot, but it's not too hot and not as hot as this home behind me. The price, you're not going to believe it. 1,278 square feet of living space. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, vaulted ceilings, a large lot, 6,500 square feet with this huge backyard with grass, new blinds, new paint, new carpet. There's so much to love here. And yeah, we're going to talk about all things pricing in Las Vegas. So stay with me. I may say some things you agree with. I may say some things you don't agree with. Let me know in the comments below. But we're going to start talking about it right now and head inside. I'm Andrew Guiant with the Guiant Luxury Group. Follow me. Let's check this one out. All right, everyone, let's get started here. We're at 330 Warm Front Street, Henderson, Nevada, 89014. I have this single-story home. It was just listed, and the price is unbelievable. Only $415,000 for this property. We're in this neighborhood here right off of Stephanie called Emerald Valley. You can see just a bunch of single-story homes here. My car's on the street, just a few cars on the street, which I always like to point out. But basically, just about a block this way off of this street here, you're gonna have Stephanie running north and south. Less than 5 minutes to the 215 freeway, about 5 minutes to the 11 freeway. Gonna have about a 20-minute drive to the Las Vegas Strip. About 25-30 minutes to Summerlin, and maybe 15 minutes to the airport, so easy access to everything. Sunset Station and Casino is going to be just a few miles back here. It's actually walkable from where we're at here. And this beautiful property, priced right. And yes, we're going to talk about some pricing today. Is the Las Vegas market crashing? Are home prices dropping? I hope to answer that in the next 10 or 15 minutes here. You can see a beautiful, easy to maintain desert landscape, just a sage, and then what is this going to be? A Chilean mesquite here or some kind of bush. And then one little bush here, so low water usage, easy maintenance. Single story, the Spanish tile roof. And let's get out of this heat. Start talking about pricing. As we walk in, we have the main living area here. We have the family room. The dining room is going to be over to the left. So the market has cooled off a little bit, but let me explain and then we'll talk about price drops. So as far as the market cooling off a little bit, around the end of February, I think it was about February 22nd, we saw an interest rate. By the way, these are 10-foot ceilings here with a little bit of vault to them. We'll see that in the primary bedroom. Beautiful flooring as well. I mean, this home is clean, it's turnkey, and for $415,000, what a deal. You can see the new blinds. But yeah, we saw an interest rate go below 6% for the first time in about 3 years. Everyone was excited. Buyers were excited. I was excited. Other realtors were excited. We thought, here's our big change. Here's where the market's going to turn around. Market's been moving. People always sell and buy. But we thought, this is it. This is the big one. This is where everything's really going to get unlocked, which I'll talk about on another video, the gridlock of the market. But today we're just talking prices and what the market's doing. This is going to take us over into the dining room. You do kind of have this open concept and this little arch coming across your dining light. Kitchen's going to be off to the right. We'll be back to that in a moment. Yeah, so interest rates were at 5.98 for about 24 hours. And then something happened. It was a world event over in the Middle East. And within a few days, we were at 6.61%. We lost all that ground we had made up over the past few months. We've been fighting this thing, trying to get that interest rate down. And then boom, a world event happens. Fear, uncertainty. Interest rate jumps to 6.61. And really at that point, things started to slow down. People got scared. Buyers that were on the fence decided to wait a little longer. And some people got priced out of their monthly payment. Their debt to income was too high with the new interest rate. And so we really saw just a quieting of the market. This is bedroom number one, probably the smallest bedroom in the house, but good enough size for a full bed, maybe a queen bed here. Decent sized closet. But yeah, again, this home is clean, turnkey, and only $415. What a steal. So the market cools off and we're back to business as usual that we've seen over the past, let's say 6 to 8 months. The market will heat up in the next month or two, just based on necessity. Once school gets out, families have to move, relocation happens. That is the time of the year to make things happen. We're going to cross over into this full bath here, shared bath for these 2 bedrooms. So yes, the market is going to pick up a little bit, and you may have an opportunity right now to buy a home in a buyer's market where you get to come out, you get to look at the inventory, choose the home you want, make an offer on it. Maybe they pay closing costs, get the repairs done. Maybe they take some price off of the home, and you can get a decent deal right now. Shower tub combo. And again, just very clean, turnkey, standard features here. So yeah, we're in a buyer's market. Inventory is up. A lot of options out there for buying. And this may be your opportunity. So once school gets out, again, necessity moves, things start happening. We are seeing interest rates drop back down. We actually got down to about 6.22 a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, and then they jumped back up to 6.4. So they've been moving, sometimes in the right direction, sometimes not. This bedroom's a little bigger than the last one we looked at. But yeah, brand new carpet, new paint. Good value for your money here, I believe, and what a great location. Will it turn back into a seller's market? I doubt it unless we see those interest rates drop below 5%. We don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, we're pushing for that. We would love for that to happen, but we just don't know. So we're kind of playing with the hand we're dealt with. No pun intended for Las Vegas. You will get the refrigerator and the washer dryer. Kind of a nice, important add-on for a home at this price point. You know, this is a home price point at buyers just getting into the market here. Maybe coming from renting, maybe coming from a smaller unit and upsizing a touch, maybe from a townhome or condo, or maybe you're downsizing here. Into the garage, we have the water softener loop. Again, a clean garage. You have your water pressure valve there, your water shut off, garage door opener. They painted out here, a little closet for the water heater. So yeah, you have an opportunity right now to buy the house you want and have some shopping options. Now, interest rates drop, home prices go up. It's just natural, especially if they drop below 6% and they're 5 point something. Now, with that being said, we hop into prices a little bit. Prices, are prices dropping? Prices have not dropped for quite some time. Now, I know a lot of you are going to look at pricing. You're going to say, oh, I see all these price reductions. I see people taking, dropping their prices, and there is a reason for that. And without getting into too deep of an explanation, the bottom line is a lot of homes on the market right now are overpriced. They're priced too high. The sellers think they can get more than what their home is worth, and they're forced to drop the price over time. Now, it could be agents telling sellers, because with the market a little slow, agents need to make money, and so possibly they tell sellers that their home is worth more than what they should in hopes to get the listing. And then the hope is that maybe they get that price down and they sell the house. So there is some of that going on in the market. There is or are quite a few sellers that are saying, nope, my home is worth this. I don't need to sell, and I'll only sell if I get this price. But basically what that leads to is a lot of overpriced homes on the market, and those are the price reductions that you're seeing. Even on someone who has to move, let's say in 6 months, they overprice their home, and then they start lowering the price as they get closer and closer to that deadline. So home prices in general are not dropping. The overall average median home price is still, I guess average and median are different, but we'll go with the median home price, still going to be around 460, 466 in Las Vegas. And that includes the entire Las Vegas Valley. Yeah, maybe it's come down $10,000 in the past year, but I wouldn't say that's something considerable to say the market's crashing or the home prices are going down. In order for home prices to drop, there needs to be competition. There needs to be multiple sellers trying to sell homes and having to drop their price and wanting to move. The problem with that is interest rates are too high. People are locked in to homes with low interest rates. They've refinanced, they bought at 5%, maybe they refinanced at 3%, and it just doesn't make sense to move. So with all the inventory on the market, we're just not seeing a lot of competition with people that need to sell or fighting with, other listings to lower and drop their price. I like this bathroom. Great little primary bathroom here. Dual sink. This is a laminate countertop, so you have like particle board underneath there. And then you have this walk-in shower here. But yeah, so in order for the market to crash or home prices to crash, you need a situation like, back in the early 2000s when there were so many foreclosures on the market. Banks were competing with other banks just to get their money out of the homes. They were dropping prices like crazy. They were competing with each other. We're just not seeing that today. And most likely we won't, because there's not this huge need to sell. Now, if everybody bought overpriced homes or everybody was stuck in a super high interest rate, that would be a different story, but we're just not seeing it today. So the price reductions you are seeing are basically homes that are overpriced trying to find the market. A home like this at $415, it's going to sell quickly. I can print up, in fact, I'll put right here, I haven't even looked, but I just know when I go back and I edit this video, I pull up the MLS and I look at homes. I'll put a list up here of the homes that have sold in 0 to 1 days, and you're going to be amazed at how many homes sell that quickly. Homes that are priced right still sell immediately. Homes that are priced too low get multiple offers, multiple people. There are plenty of buyers in this market ready to buy right now. You just aren't seeing it at the volume you typically see it, but there's always people ready to move. There's always investors ready to put their money into properties. There's just always market movement regardless of what the market is doing. No, Las Vegas is not crashing. No, homes are not getting cheaper. Just look at the new builds. When you see the new construction and they continue buying new land, continue developing, continuing opening communities, these builders put millions, if not billions of dollars into understanding what's coming in the future. This is also a laminate countertop that looks like granite and actually is pretty convincing. You know, you see these little seams right here, but overall, I mean, I had to tap on it just to make sure it wasn't granite. White appliances, you have your dishwasher. Yeah, so look at the new construction. If they're backing off building, then something's going on. Right now, they are pedal to the metal. They're trying to get ahead of the market, and they keep increasing prices. Las Vegas is landlocked. We don't have urban bleed. So we are literally 36 miles corner to corner, and we're not getting any more land. I know the government did just auction some land off to some builders. That's very rare. It did happen, but it's still not enough. We will run out of space. We will run out of places to build within less than 10 years is what they're saying. And when there's no more land to build on and we're surrounded by BLM land, home prices are just gonna shoot up from there. Interest rates drop, which it's looking like they're going to. There's a lot of stuff happening in the market right now. There's pressure to lower interest rates, and that's really gonna make home prices jump even farther. So that's my take on the market. No, it's not crashing. Yes, it has cooled off a little bit based on fear and uncertainty and interest rates going up. Prices are not coming down, and they aren't going to anytime soon, in my opinion. I've been in this industry for 9 years, and I've been hearing people say, oh, I'm just gonna wait till the prices drop. Everything's gonna drop. I'm gonna buy a house next year for $200,000 less. Well, it's been 9 years, and I'm waiting to see that happen. I mean, trust me, I would love every home in Las Vegas to get a $200,000 discount. I would have a great year. I would even buy some of them. I mean, I want prices to go down to where everyone can buy a house. That's going to make a great life for me. It's just not happening, and I don't see it happening. So I hope this gave you some insight. If you want to talk to me more specifically about your situation, because everyone's situation's differently, there's probably 3,000 to 5,000 people seeing this video in the next few days, and all of their situations are different. So call me. My phone number's down there. I'm Andrew Guiant with the Guiant Luxury Group at Simply Vegas. I hope this was helpful. I tried to squeeze it into a shorter video with this beautiful home tour. $415 for this home. Give me a call. Let's get you out here and see it in person. Schedule your buyer consultation. I'll see you on the next one.